Yo, what's up, guys? What is going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Manchester City versus Liverpool 4-0. I don't know what else I could add to this game that hasn't already been said. It's not even the fact that they lost, it's how they lost and by how much they lost and what happened towards the end after those first 30 minutes in the first half, because those first 30 minutes, whether you like to admit it or not, that was an even match. That was a very, very even match. And it was a very entertaining match as well. I didn't expect Liverpool, with all their woes and issues that they've been having, I didn't expect them to go to City's, to the Etihad and win against City. But then again, I knew there was a strong chance that they could also win. Why? Because City are so inconsistent. City are no different than Chelsea, just less frequently at being inconsistent. So, I wasn't expecting Liverpool to go and, mop the floor with City. I was expecting them to lose for the most part, maybe a 1-0 or a 2-0 or a 2-1 and still put up somewhat of a fight, but not like this. Because City for those first 30 minutes, like I said, Liverpool for the first 30 minutes, they were good. Not great, not outstanding, but they were good. Wirtz, wow, that was, again, good. Wirtz was playing a really good game. Not stellar, stunning, beautifully orchestrated. No, he was playing good. Enough to set him up for him having maybe later on a great game. He was doing everything right. The combinations with Ekitike, with Szoboszlai, especially with Ekitike. Boy, and the first play that they had that he probably could have shot ends up giving it to Ekitike. Ekitike controls it really well and gives it right back to Wirtz, and he ends up, I think, kicking it out, or maybe it was blocked. Everything already closed up at that moment, but could have hit it before. But there was some gameplay there. There was threats. There was creativeness. And he looked so composed. You could tell that the break, the international break with Germany served them in a big way. It helped them out in a big way, confidence-wise at least. He looked very, very composed and very at ease with the ball. And just within the field, every movement was him flowing with Liverpool. And I was thinking he was going to be poised to having a really good game. And wow, far from that. If anything, I'm going to blame him for the second goal, for not following Semenyo. Semenyo was making those runs constantly. He just looked at him, and Kirkus, I think, 1v1 versus Shirky. And instead of following him somewhat, he just stood there looking at Kirkus and looking at Semenyo making the run. Just stuff like that, oh man, just pissed me off. But Liverpool looked good. They looked really good. And then the biggest chance that could have put them, up ahead with 1-0. The long ball from Mamardashvili to Salah, and Kusanov slips. He slips and he's completely on the floor, flat on the floor. And I don't know if he's lost his reaction time. I don't know if he's ready to be sent to a retirement home. I don't know what's going on with Salah, but he took way, way too long. I don't know what he was trying to do, like he was playing golf or something. Teeing the ball up. He was trying to tee the ball up. Even if he would have shot that right then and there, I think he still would have missed that ball. With where he's at mentally, he probably would have missed that ball. And where Trafford's at mentally, he probably would have blocked it. I don't know if it would have changed things. It probably would have been just a 4-1 in the end anyways. So there was definitely a lot of, like I said, Ekitike and Wirtz were doing so well. Not amazingly great, fantastic, out of this world, but there was something different there in this Liverpool team. And at the Etihad, right? They weren't at Anfield. They weren't at home. They were at the Etihad, and they were having a decent game. Yes, Manchester City also were attacking with Silva giving Ryan Shirky this beautiful through ball inside the box, and thankfully, I don't know if he wasn't expecting it. Maybe it was a little bit too hard of a pass, and he ends up not really controlling it. And I think it was Kirkus or Kanate that ends up swooping in to block the play. And then Ryan Shirky again inside the box trying to get a penalty when there wasn't a penalty. Not from a play like that, where he's moving the ball to one side to the left while he's simultaneously moving his body towards Kirkus. So there was no penalty there. But there was danger there. There was stuff being created. Doku as well. They were trying to play with Doku with the little cuts. Doku was the first one that had a shot from outside, I think it was. Nothing was going to happen. Mamardashvili had the whole situation under control. So there was definitely some plays in danger from Manchester City before anything happened, before anybody scored. It was an even match at that point. And then if Nunes was trying to pass the ball and he ends up making a bad pass. That was a bad pass from Nunes. And luckily for him, it comes back to him. It's a rebound back to him. And then he made the smart decision to see O'Reilly inside the box and Van Dijk. I don't blame Van Dijk. You know why? Because I would have done the same thing. You're thinking he has his back to the goal. O'Reilly has his back to the goal. And he's going to control the ball. There was nobody that he could have passed it to. Nobody he could have passed it to so they could come from the front and shoot the ball. So he thought he was going to control it. And Van Dijk was just going to cleanly just put his foot around and get the ball. That's it. He wasn't even going to kick it. He was going to put his foot near O'Reilly's standing foot. And I don't know what kind of voodoo magic O'Reilly did, but the ball was no longer there near his foot. And he ends up just clipping him. I mean, that was a penalty, unfortunately. And you get the penalty for Haaland that ends up scoring. But initially, that was a really bad pass from Nunes. The ones are, okay, fine. But you already saw the tempo and the mood just drop in Liverpool. That's what pissed me off because, again, the mood and tempo and the confidence was there. The fluidity definitely was there when they were playing those first 30 minutes. That Liverpool could have been up had it not been for Salah missing that goal. It was there. It was all there for them to be able to score at least one goal and then really go up front and start attacking and just hammering Manchester City with every single wave after wave of attack. And that goal happened for City and they just folded just like that. They just completely gave up after that. For me, the nail in the coffin was actually the second goal. After that, you saw the whole team just shut down. It was a different team. Liverpool were not there anymore. It was like imposters. I don't know. It was somebody else. They weren't the same players after that second goal. Forget about the third goal. And beautifully, all those goals except the penalty, all the goals that City ended up scoring were beautifully orchestrated, especially that fourth goal. My God, was that a superlative? That was unnecessary. That was the one that did not need to happen. All the way from the back. Szoboszlai left twice. First in the upper half, in the final third of Manchester City, and then in the final third of Liverpool's half. Like, my God. And then, of course, Doku and Gomez. I don't know what was Gomez doing. He did not even think of fouling O'Reilly. Like, I don't know. He was expecting Konate and Konate, I guess. I don't know how much I could blame him because that lack of effort where he stretches out his leg, barely stretches out his leg, and the ball just somehow makes its way through for O'Reilly. And O'Reilly ends up passing it to this guy, to Haaland for the fourth goal. But the third goal, again, nobody marking Ryan Cherki. Way too open. Too open. Completely open by himself. And ends up making a perfect pass to Manu. That was done. For me in the second goal, it was done. It was over. Yeah, they got the penalty. Salah got a penalty. And I thought it was pretty well kicked. Trafford ends up making that really good save, guessing to what side he was going to shoot it. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It was over. That's it. It was over. Now, they're going to play against PSG on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And you think it's bad now? I hope it's a completely different game, right? One thing is the FA Cup. Another thing is the Premier League. Another thing is the Carabao Cup. Another thing is the Champions League. I hope it's one of those. I hope we're getting something like that. But against PSG of all teams. Arsenal, who lost? Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. That's another video that I wasn't even going to cover that Arsenal game. Now I feel like I have to watch the Arsenal versus Southampton game because what the hell happened with Arsenal there? Why? Because you're getting ready to play Lisbon? No. No, you should have won that game against Southampton. That doesn't make any sense. You're sitting on top, first place in the Premier League, and you end up getting beat by a second division team. Like, I can't, man. I can't even be mad. And I don't want Arteta. I mean, I don't like Arteta, but that shouldn't have happened. You're not going to lose against. I don't want him to lose against a second division team. You have to lose in the Champions League or in the Premier League. Not like that. So I don't know what's going to happen with Liverpool. I don't know what Liverpool are going to do. That's going to be wild. Anyways, guys, that's all I want to talk about. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next